I've noticed now that the rest of the states that haven't legalized betting yet, well, they're now starting to do so. For revenue reasons, I suppose, and naturally and totally not by design, there's a big push about the topic on all fronts. So I want you to just take notice of how the machine of media and government and corporatism and social media technology all works over the next few months as this plays out further. And I guess there's been an influx of sports betting advertising that I've largely been unaware of since I don't watch much TV and I don't get YouTube ads. I do see it all of the time now when I'm watching baseball. And and there's also a commercial, there's one for the NBA where they get some black guy trying to entice them into betting. Like the old McDonald's commercials where they'd have like rappers in like inner city youths rollerblading around trying to appeal to the African American demographic. And the other commercials for these wagering sites are just retired athletes pimping themselves out, which is hilarious to watch. I mean, Michael Jordan back in the day caught so much shit for gambling. And that was just on blackjack and card games, not on the basketball games he played in or the NBA in general. And dude still went out and dominated even while gambling all night and getting very little sleep. And now it's all coming back and they're trying to make it legitimate. And there's this old book that I've been meaning to get around to reading called Interference. It's a part of the Forbidden Bookshelf series, but Interference is one about how the mafia controlled NFL betting back in the day and supposedly influenced games and whatnot. And then the NFL was kind of squashing any investigations into the alleged gambling or the gambling networks. And that book is from the 1980s, so it's kind of crazy to me how quickly everything was flipped into sports betting being absolutely everywhere in this country. However, I'm not making that point. Now I'm getting the reaction to the legalization and proliferation with a bunch of videos and ads about dudes becoming sports gambling addicts. Then earlier this year we had Shohei's degenerate salaryman interpreter and whatever that NBA player's name was who got caught. Savante. That was the Phil Lamar R&B singer from Mad TV. I don't watch the NBA, so I don't know what his name is, and I don't really care enough to look it up. So I'm just going to refer to him as Savante. But the salaryman is fucking crazy. This guy straight up jacked Shohei Ohtani's accounts for millions. And these two Japanese imports ruining gambling for all of us potentially. Oh, my job is so fucking easy. All I have to do is interpret for a guy who basically speaks English and doesn't really need an interpreter but just uses one anyway. But now I'm going to ruin it all by placing bets, placing massive wagers with millions of dollars of this dude's money. And now the Dodgers are about to win the World Series. Thankfully, because I am a Dodgers fan. So it's all good. It's going to be a potentially great evening or a couple days here. They wrap this shit up. But holy shit, can any of you, and I mean any of you, do anything in moderation? Can you not get suckered in by advertising? You know, bet a little bit have some bankroll discipline with an amount of money you can afford to lose. Can you do that? Can you not go out and drink every night? No, once in a while, once a month. It's fine. Have a couple cocktails. Actually, it's even more fun because you don't have to spend that much money. You drink occasionally, you get tipsy really easy. It's real cheap. It's fun. And you don't have all the health problems and societal problems that we all have to clean up afterwards. And ruin your own life and ruin your family's lives and your girlfriend's mad at you. Can you not, incels or whoever, be off 6 times a day to porn? Can you not play 47 hours straight of a video game? Video game players, can you not do that? Can we all do anything in moderation? It's not that difficult. I know addictions and whatnot, but stop. And it's the same thing with weed legalization. And now we all have to smell it everywhere because people can't not be high for 10 minutes. And I was for weed legalization. I thought people were like other people who only occasionally did it. There were even interesting potheads who could get high all the time and still be functional. But now it's just the guy who's basically an idiot already and smoking all the time, and everyone's high and high driving and on their phone at the same time. What a world 2024 is. Anyway, back to gambling. I don't actually understand how does getting a notification on your phone still work into drawing you into making a massive bet? This sort of nudging and influencing has been well known for decades, and it's not even a subtle form of it. They even wrote a book about it called Nudging, and it was designed to get people to make the right choices. The right choices being what the managerial class wants you to do in any given situation. They nudge you into it, and you people still fall for it every freaking time. And sure, we all get influenced by ads, and just like how I'm totally not buying 47 packs of trippy mushrooms, you shouldn't be sparked to bet on the Jaguars because an app pinged you. I guess I covered that earlier in another episode about the mushroom gummy advertisements I'm getting now. Hundreds and hundreds of different little companies. Who knows what you're actually getting there? That's another thing beyond weed legalization. Everyone's going to be tripping. Like, how is that? First, how is it even legal to sell mushrooms across state lines? What is it? Actual mushrooms or what? Whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. And obviously, I personally bet on sports. So I'm starting from a defensive position here because honestly, it's fun. I've had some good times sports betting, like being in Vegas for one of the Triple G and Canelo fights. I think the second one, I was betting on the Mexican while surrounded by drunk Mexicans, and we're all fucking celebrating while he wins. That was great. I probably didn't even win that much, maybe $50 to $100. Not even sure. I only recently came back to even paying attention to any sports. And if I'm paying attention to sports, I want to bet a little bit on it just to get some action. And when I started initially betting back in college, you actually basically had to do offshore books in order just to indulge in any action, unless you were in Vegas or Atlantic City. At places like, what are some of those old books? Bodog. I made some money off Bodog back then. Pinnacle. There was a place just called Sportsbook. I still have an account at, I think. Caribbean. You were having to wire money to some random island country using Western Union, or if you were a complete dumbass like me, use your debit card. I'm pretty sure the cause of my debit card number getting stolen then, and a washer and dryer set being purchased in the state of New Jersey many years ago. And this took like 3 days to get a new card number. So you see, I've done some dumb shit too. Now, if you freaks can stop poking at your phone and draining your lives away, we'll all be better off. Because I'm not under any delusion that placing bets on sporting events is going to make me rich. When I'm scrolling listings or watching house tours on luxury European villas or Moroccan riads, I know the money for those isn't likely going to come from me betting on games. But it'll help if I promote it. And you don't think I do some ad reads for draft clowns? While all you use is down to your last $100, try and hit a 16 parlay, your wife's left you and you're screaming racial slurs at the TV because a small forward in the Big Ten missed a free throw. I'll be sitting in my villa on the Costa Brava in Spain, or the Côte d'Azur, or by the pool just outside Marrakesh. The Atlas Mountains beckoning in the distance. And there's some French model with the thin waist of her bikini pulled up high, pouring me a drink, and I'm trying to clean my Dolce shades off because the sunscreen, it just gets on the lenses a bit. And I can't have that. These little flecks, these spots when I'm trying to see, it bothers me. And if that sounds like something you'd want to participate in, and remember, you're the first part of that visionary experience, the person losing money, I invite you to just use my promo code for a $150 bonus. That's promo code BOYPUSS. I think the rest of it got cut off, but I have to get back to you on after speaking with my liaison. But damn, people really don't have other hobbies or interests, do they? Even if you gave some of these guys $10 million tomorrow, they'd still manage to their lives up because they have nothing else besides surface level BS to focus